that they hang on to memory-wise and start to become more sitting around in circles with their kids, the bright mind will hit all of them, and eventually it'll catch on. They'll figure out how to do it. I have no doubt.
The homeschoolers are in the lead on this.
Oh, absolutely. They're tearing it up.
Yeah.
So basically when we say appreciate, as in the peacemaker tradition, everything in the universe has an inherent wish to be appreciated, and that's basically what the peacemaker said. So when we deal with another human being, we should always start from the point where we appreciate them first, not drive our agenda. That's basically what that's asking for. Now, awakening instinct and spirit is an aspect of the appreciation and opening up their passion. They become very keyed in on who they are, and as their senses develop, they also make some strong empathetic connections to the land. So they begin to have a rich spiritual awakening, which something which will lead us to the role modeling part of this, which is the third component of mentoring, that we need to model responsible behavior. And this is very important. Again, the peacemaker principles, we can fall back on them. You know, the three first peacemaker principles are that the desire for peace starts within us. That's the first principle. We have peace within ourselves, and then we always issue forth in the world with that peace as our main foundation. That's an important one because it counteracts the tendency for people to become angry when they realize they make a connection to the earth. They feel that empathetic feeling for the road-killed possum that causes them to become angry and frustrated with the modern world. Oh, these people don't care, they're destroying the earth, and they have this whole reaction. You as their mentor could easily fan that flame just by saying, yeah, you're right. But if instead you come from a peaceful place yourself, and then even give a wish to be appreciated, that's the second principle. Treat everything as if it has a wish to be appreciated. You know, honor the fact that it's good that they care, that something was killed, and that, you know, it's great that you're having that feeling because that means you really care about things. I said, but that person who was driving, maybe they didn't really have what you have, an understanding like you have, or maybe they couldn't avoid it. You know, so it's not going to help to get angry at them. You know, to model that kind of thought, which the peacemaker principles become the antidote for what could potentially be a bad situation, and instinct and spirit feeling when they rise up in the strong spirited rebellion against what's happening all around them. We need to nurture them and bring them right across into a mindset of, hey, let's release these bad feelings, let's get them out, talk about them, give them the opportunity, especially using talking circles if you're working in groups, to let them express their feelings, and to hear around the circle that, oh, many people feel the way I do. That's good for them because they need acknowledgement. But not to fan the flames, like, oh yeah, these bad people with their chemicals, or the people who cut the trees, or any of that kind of stuff, because boy, you could really rock the boat. So we also want to make sure that they understand the source of the energy that they're feeling, because as a mentor, they'll begin to worship you, especially if instinct rises up in them and they have a rich spiritual life. They may attach it to you and say, oh, you're the source of that, and miss that. Well, that could be a situation that can be easily taken advantage of, and often is, you know, some codependency can erupt. So we teach people to work in teams and to be responsible, so that it's not attributed to one person or another, but we have 2 or 3 leaders working with a group of 10 kids, so that there's checks and balances and many role models, and all of them are role modeling. As Tony says, you guys teach us sacred awareness, so you got to do that in all of your aspects. You can't talk with a bad mouth, or, you know, if you're a person who smokes, you shouldn't do it in front of those kids. And if, you know, you don't want to talk about alcohol or drinking or any of that kind of stuff, you just want to model good behavior, because the one thing you can count on with kids is that they learn by imitation. And so as role models, and especially as role models who lead them into a richer spiritual life, because you're attaching them to their senses and honoring their gifts. Maybe you're the first person in their life who has said, hey, I really like you because you are, you know, this way or that way. They may not get a lot of that. All of a sudden you become this glowing hero in their life, and they're going to imitate you. So if you have a foul mouth or a short temper, or, you know, if you bad talk people behind their backs, or if you have bad habits, they're going to imitate those before they learn the lessons that you came to teach. You thought you were going to teach them tracking, but what they really learned was all your bad habits, and they rejected tracking and did something else.
Yeah.
So you have to watch who you are.